عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء من دون المؤمنين ومن يفعل ذلك فليس من الله في شيء إلا أن تتقوا منهم تقاه ويحذركم الله نفسه وإلى الله المصير قل إن تخفوا ما في صدوركم أو تبدوه يعلمه الله ويعلم ما في السماوات وما في الأرض والله على كل شيء قدير يوم تجد كل نفس ما عملت من خير محضرا وما عملت من سوء تود لو أن بينها وبينه أمدا بعيدا ويحذركم الله نفسه والله رؤوف بالعباد قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم قل أطيعوا الله والرسول فإن تولوا فإن الله لا يحب الكافرين صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Al-Imran, ayah from 28 to 32 inshallah today. In these ayat, in this set of ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a very important set of ahkamat which tell us that how to attain the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and what will get us the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sure, and what kind of a thing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about that will make us, we should forget about the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if we have that. So there's two comparisons here. The beginning of the ayah, لا يتخذ المؤمنون الكافرين أولياء. The believers must not take the disbelievers or kafirin awliya as friends, min dunil mu'minin, instead of the believers. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ فَلَيْسَ مِنَ اللَّهِ فِي شَيْءٍ. And whoever does that, he has no relation with Allah whatsoever. إِلَّا أَن تَتَّقُوا مِنْهُمْ تُقَاهُ, unless you do so as a protective measure. وَيُحَذِّرُكُمُ اللَّهُ نَفْسَهُ إِلَّا أَن تَتَّقُوا مِنْهُمْ تُقَاهُ, unless you do that as a protective measure in order to save yourself from them. Allah warns you of Himself. وَيُحَذِّرُكُمُ اللَّهُ نَفْسَهُ, Allah warns you of Himself. وَإِلَى اللَّهِ الْمَصِيرُ, for unto Allah is the return. So till this point, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very clearly asking the mu'mineen, the people who have believed, to never take the kuffar, the non-believers, the non-Muslims as friends. So Zati Mufassirin have, and then in the later part of the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Illa, except an tattaqu minhum tuqah, except that you do that as a measure of protection, out of as a way of protecting yourself from their harms. So Zati Mufassirin have explained this, that to have the love of an enemy of Allah, and then to try to gain the love of Allah Himself, those two opposite things cannot combine within a single heart. If you have the love of an enemy of Allah in your heart, and you also want to try to get the love of Allah in your heart, that is not going to happen. Forget about it. وَمَنْ يَفْعَلْ ذَلِكَ, whoever does that, so whoever has the love of the enemy of Allah within their heart, فَلَيْسَ مِنَ اللَّهِ فِي شَيْءٍ, whoever does that, they have no relation with Allah whatsoever. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has no relation with them if they are putting in the love of an enemy of Allah in their heart. But Hazrat al-Fasir have explained that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has also added illa an tattaqu minhum tuqah, there's multiple levels of having someone as a friend. So the first is, which is strictly expressly forbidden, is to have a relationship of love with them. Love them with your heart, have tender feelings towards them. That is strictly forbidden. Now, the other level of friendship is that you don't love them in your heart, you don't have a relationship of within your heart with them, but you are friends with them either in terms of your business or your daily lives or your work. So, in that relationship, people act like friends, they talk nice to each other, they work for each other, or they are employees of someone, or they are employers of kuffar. All these relationships, as long as they do not enter the heart, are permitted. As long as they do not enter the heart, they are permitted. Or if you are in a situation where you do not maintain the basic level of apparent friendship with them, you are in the risk of being harmed by them. Then it is permissible to maintain a basic relationship, a basic chit chat, a basic hello hi with them, but nothing in your heart. No relationship in your heart. Are we supposed to treat them nicely? Yes. Are we supposed to make room for them when they need it? Yes. Are we supposed to try to impress them with our akhlaq and our good manners? Of course, absolutely. The Prophet ﷺ had a guest of kuffar, a delegation of kuffar. He hosted them right in the Masjid of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. They stayed in the Masjid of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So all those things are permitted, but a relationship of the heart, that is expressly forbidden. The heart is reserved for Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And Allah Subhanahu wa Taala is saying, "Qul in tukhfu ma fi sudurikum aw tubduhu ya'lamuhu Allah." Tell them that say the Prophet ﷺ should say, whether you conceal what is in your hearts or reveal it, Allah will know it. So the meaning of this ayah would be that, of course, no one on the apparent, no other creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can truly know what is in your heart, but beware, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, although on the outset you may pretend that you do not love them from your heart, but if you do that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything, whether you express it or whether you hide it or whether you express it. وَيَعْلَمُ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. And what is the surprise therein? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knowing what is going on in your heart, that's the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is much vast. So there should be no surprise that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what is going on in your heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows everything that is between samawat wa ma fil ard. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala basically knows everything. Wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is powerful over everything. Yawma, now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding the Muslims, if they still find it hard to give up the love and affection of the kuffar, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is coming from, reminding them of another angle. يَوْمَ تَجِدُ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا عَمِلَتْ مِنْ خَيْرٍ مُحْضَرًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the day of judgment. On the day when everybody, يَوْمَ تَجِدُ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ, every soul, everybody, تَجِدُ shall find, تَجِدُ كُلُّ نَفْسٍ مَا عَمِلَتْ مِنْ خَيْرٍ مُحْضَرًا. They shall find it present before them, whatever good they did or he did. Every soul will find out present before them whatever good they did. وَمَا عَمِلَتْ مِنْ سُوءٍ, and whatever they did, whatever evil they did. And then at that place when you will find out that because of the things, because of the love, the relationship of love that you had with kuffar, تَوَدُّ لَوْ أَنَّ بَيْنَهَا وَبَيْنَهُ أَمَدًا بَعِيدًا. That soul will wish that there would have been a wide space between him and that day. So on the horrors of that day, when you see the horrors of that day, you would wish that there was a wide space, أَمَدًا بَعِيدًا, space that is wide, أَمَدًا بَعِيدًا, between you and between this day. وَيُحَذِّرُكُمُ اللَّهُ نَفْسَهُ. Allah warns you of Himself. Wallahu ra'ufun bil ibad. And indeed, this is a compassion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He's warning you about Himself. Wallahu ra'ufun bil ibad. Allah is compassionate to His servants. So how is warning or making someone fear Allah a compassion to them? Because this is the ultimate reality. And the other thing is that the human soul has been made in such a way that they do not protect themselves against sin unless they are made afraid of something, unless they are warned about the consequences of what is going to happen. And if you are not fearful of Allah, then chances are it is basically impossible that you will stay away from sin. So, وَيُحَذِّرُكُمُ اللَّهُ نَفْسَهُ وَاللَّهُ رَؤُوفٌ بِالْعِبَادِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is warning you of Himself, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ra'uf, He is compassionate bil-ibad over His servants. So this is part of compassion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is warning you about Himself. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just take 2 more minutes to do these 2 ayat. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ. Now on the other hand, if you want to find the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking the Prophet to tell the people, قُلْ, say, إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ, if you really love Allah, فَاتَّبِعُونِي, then follow me. يُحْبِبْكُمُ اللَّهُ, and Allah will love you. وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ, and will forgive your sins for you. وَاللَّهُ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ, Allah is most forgiving, very merciful. قُلْ أَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ, say, obey Allah and the Messenger. فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا, then should they turn back, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْكَافِرِينَ, Allah does not love the disbelievers. So those people who follow the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, Allah loves them. Those who turn away, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not love the kafirin. Here, 2 very important things to be noted. After establishing strongly and with authority the oneness and the unity and the only one of Allah, Allah being the only one worthy of worship, in these ayat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is establishing the authority of the Prophet ﷺ by saying that if you claim that you love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is no other way except for following this Prophet of ours. فَاتَّبِعُونِي, follow me. That is the only way you will find the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The other thing to be noted is that in these ayat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a physical criterion. So to judge a condition of the heart, which is hard to be judged, because whatever is going on in the heart nobody can tell, but this is the only and the first and the last physical criterion of determining the situation of the heart, the real status of the heart. That if somebody is following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, they have the love of the Prophet ﷺ, they have the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If they are not following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, no matter how tall of a claim they make of loving Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they do not have the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can safely say about them that they have no love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or they have deficient love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The more they follow the sunnah, the more the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is one physical criterion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given in these ayat. The other thing to be noted here is that following the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ is a requirement in our deen. Following and believing the Prophet ﷺ is part of our iman. Only believing in the unity and oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not believing in the Prophet ﷺ or not believing in following the ways of the Prophet ﷺ will not complete our iman, will not be called iman even. So this is actually the first thing that should be noted, and then the other, that, like I said, that the standard of love is expressed by the obedience of sunnah. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina wa ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. The one thing that should be noted is فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْكَافِرِينَ, as Hazrat al-Fasreen have written, that this also establishes that the people who do not believe in following the ways of the Prophet ﷺ, they are basically kuffar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has very clearly declared, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْكَافِرِينَ فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا, when they are invited to follow Allah and the Rasul, فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا, they turn away, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْهُ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not love who? Kafirin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is declaring them kafirin. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursaleen. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbi ighfir warham wa anta khairur rahimin. Sami'na wa ata'na ghufranaka rabbana wa ilayka al-masir. Sallallahu ta'ala ala khayri khalqi sayyidina wa nabiyina Muhammad.